Well, hello there. How are you? Listen, did you know that today at about 3 p.m. Eastern Time here in the United States, nearly 86% of the Earth's population will be completely dark? Yeah. Now, this is a report that comes from Earth Sky. They're saying that nighttime will cover most of the Earth. That includes Asia, Africa, and Europe. Now, America, however, will still be in the light, obviously, depending on what time you get this information. But it's interesting that they're saying that the continent of North America and South America combined only makes up about 13% of the world's population. And so that's why, the other part of the world, for the most part, will be completely dark during that time while we will still be experiencing daylight for a change. Well, I just thought I'd share that little bit of happy information to you. And of course, happy winter, everyone. Let's get this show started.
For Maryland's Cafe Society. For Maryland's Cafe Society. For Maryland's Cafe Society.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We live, we laugh, and we love. So, yeah, let's go ahead and celebrate winter and all of its darkness and coldness. So, listen, if you're part of the email club, you know that I sent an email out this week to those who are connected with Maryland's email club. I sent a short list of reasons why we should actually celebrate winter. I gave some reasons like it's snuggle season, right? You can really enjoy hot chocolate or a hot toddy. And of course, we cannot forget the few days off work and school that we have, sometimes due to the extreme cold weather, like a polar vortex and or a blizzard. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Oh, that work from home or work from school scenario has been perfected since the pandemic. So I don't know about those days off anymore. You may find yourself sitting at home working, but at least you don't have to go out into the severe weather elements, right? Something to celebrate. All right, well, welcome everybody. Welcome to another edition of Maryland's Cafe Society Radio on YouTube. Of course, it's Tuesday, December 6th. What? Yeah, first Tuesday in December of 2022. And so we have a great show stored up in plans for you. And all of this conversation is going to take you straight to our Cafe Talk teaser, which is what are some things, or at least one thing, that you like or would celebrate about the winter season? Give it some thought. We'll talk about it a little bit later on in the show. But for now, let's jump into that cafe news. And of course, this report, I haven't done one of these lately, but I thought I'd just throw it in there because it is kind of sort of good news. And that is that latest report from the Department of Labor that is saying that here in the United States, the economy, the job market has added about 263,000 jobs just last month in November. The report also noted that the unemployment rate remained pretty much unchanged at 3.7%. And of course, the average hourly wage increased by 5.1% year over year. So, that's good news to some extent, but it doesn't quite negate the fact that we are still experiencing inflation. hmm And the big question that everyone's asking, no matter where they are on the food chain, is when will there be relief? Will there be any relief soon? And so I did read a little brief report summary that said that the Federal Reserve is expected to make some moves that should help with some economic corrections here in the United States. So stay tuned, everybody. Hopefully, we'll be sharing that good news with you next week on the show. But here's some good news for some folks. The United States Department of Homeland Security has extended its deadline for Americans to upgrade that driver's license and or state ID to what's called a real ID, which is a requirement if you want to travel domestically. Now, if you have not gotten the real ID yet, you can relax a bit because, the cutoff has been pushed back to May of 2025. And just for more information on what this real ID is about, the real ID standard was passed back in Congress in 2005, or I should say was passed in 2005 through Congress. Now, it was part of a sweeping federal effort to increase and improve national security, after the 9/11 attacks. And of course, the whole point of this real ID was to set more security requirements for the states who were issuing these licenses and IDs. And it was supposed to start in 2005. I'm sorry, 2008. It was supposed to start, but, for various reasons, the deadline kept being pushed back. And then, of course, we hit COVID. Man, 10, 12 years later, we entered COVID, and then obviously it's been pushed back again. And so that new date for individuals who will be traveling domestically through the airlines, via the airlines, you have now until May 20 of 2025 to get that done. I would just go ahead and get it done right away, right? Because sometimes the more time you have, the more they extend the deadline, the more the procrastinators delay. So just go ahead and get it done. That way you don't have to wait to the last moment to try to get it done. All right. And then in other news, quickly, this one was just all over when I jumped online as early as this past weekend. And that's that report coming out of ABC News and internally. Yeah, they have these really super incredible news anchors who host Good Morning America Hour 3. I believe it comes on at noon here in the Chicagoland area, but they have temporarily removed these hosts, TJ Holmes and Amy Robach. They are, for lack of a better expression, sent to the locker room until they can make a decision on how they're going to deal with recent revelations that the two are romantically involved. And this is, of course, despite the fact that they're both married to other people. Yes, it's a little entanglement situation going on. And I guess last week, it was revealed through the Daily Mail. They published an account of their relationship, complete with photos, and just kind of took the whole ABC network by surprise. And so it's been exposed, and now they are trying to figure out how they're going to move forward with these two. Again, obviously stellar and the work that they do. And are they going to continue to allow them to work together? Will they remove one over the other? How will they make that determination? Oh my gosh, it's just going to be very interesting to see what happens with that situation. But wow. And workplace romances aren't so unusual. That's how a lot of people, you think about it, where you spend most of your time, right? For those who don't have spouses, but clearly in this situation it did not matter. But yeah, you spend a lot of time at work, and so you know, and through interacting with your colleagues and coworkers, and sometimes even your superiors, if you're not careful or disciplined, um, you know, things can happen like this. And so again, we'll keep an eye and see how things turn out for the two of them and their spouses and families. Wow. Oh boy. All right. Well, moving right along, I know this one was also all over the news and social media, and that is, of course, the passing of two-time Emmy-winning actress Kirstie Alley. Yeah, no one knew, I guess, with the exception of her family, that she was dealing with colon cancer and passed away on Monday. She was 71 years young, and of course was best known for her role on the TV sitcom Cheers from years ago. And of course she moved on and continued to work as an actress, and also became very well known and respected for her advocacy work. And so, you know, obviously all those whose lives she touched has been sending their tributes across the social media and so forth. And so, of course, we send prayers and condolences to her family. All right, and on a lighter note, everybody, children having children? No, 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 no. That's not what I mean. What I mean is, just in the last few days, two child stars, kids that we met, you know, through television or movies or whatever as children, are becoming parents for the first time. So yeah, child star Keke Palmer, remember her from Aquila and the Bee, and she's gone on to do many other great TV and films. Um, she announced during her hosting duties on Saturday Night Live just this past Saturday that she was pregnant at 29 years old. And she made it all part of that monologue. And apparently it was hysterical. I caught clips of it, and she is really good. She's really good. And so congratulations to Keke Palmer. And then also Kesia Knight Pulliam. Remember her as Rudy on The Cosby Show? Yeah, well, she's all grown up now, and she revealed her pregnancy when she made that appearance on the daytime um, talk show with Tamron Hall. Yeah, she made her public announcement, and yeah, congratulations to both of them. Now, I believe Keisha is now 43. Wow, how time flies. I think I read that she was, what, 4 or 5 years old when she started on The Cosby Show. So, man, congratulations to her. And again, to Keke Palmer on becoming moms. You know, they both are still very well known in the industry, and still have flourishing careers. So once again, we send our congratulations out to them. All right, everybody. So are you ready for some cafe talk? Let's get a little winter celebratory music going in the background softly. Of course, I don't own rights to this music, but it sure sounds good. So we'll just have it playing in the background softly. So, Cafe Talk, once again, what are some things, or at least one thing, that you like about winter or that you would celebrate? Now, of course, I posed this question earlier in the show at the top of the show, and along with that, I repeated some of the things that I shared in this week's email club, Mondays with Marilyn. And so obviously you can repeat those things if that's what comes to your mind when you chime in, either here in the comments section or you connect with me on social media later on when you listen to this show. But yeah, what are some of the things you would celebrate or you do celebrate about winter? So for me, once again, I shared a short list of things that I would celebrate, but I honestly think that overall, I would just celebrate the feeling or the idea that life kind of slows down a bit, maybe, kind of, sort of, during the winter months, and that allows for more opportunity for us to connect and bond with our loved ones and friends, as well as gives us an opportunity to spend some time reflecting on the past year and/or, opportunity to plan, prep, or prepare for the new year or the new season, the spring season. So that's me. That's what I would celebrate, including some of the other things that I talked about at the top of the show. There's a lot that we could, celebrate. So I'd love to hear from you. Again, chime in here in the comments section of this video, or connect on social media and chime in there. I'll try, along with the link to this show, I'll just pose the question there as well. How about that? All right. Well, listen, I think we are coming to an end. As I drop things here on the show, we're coming to an end again, because of the time that we're in, the holiday season. I'm trying to keep the show short, but I did want to just bring up one last thing before we sign off. And for those who listened to the show last week, you know that I announced the Merriam-Webster 2022 word of the year, which is gaslighting. So, to be fair, because I just saw this pop up recently in the last day or two, the Oxford English Dictionary has announced their word of the year. It's actually a phrase, and it's goblin mode. Goblin mode. And it means or refers to a type of behavior which is unapologetically self-indulgent, lazy, or greedy, typically in a way that rejects social norms or expectations. Now, according to Oxford, this word or expression, goblin mode, kind of reflects the prevailing mood. It captures the prevailing mood of the people who have rejected the idea of returning to normal life coming out of a pandemic. Now, the expression was introduced, believe it or not, back in the 90s, but has really caught on since we went on lockdown, and then, of course, have been in what is still considered a pandemic mode. And so one of the other ways that they typically determine a word of the year is through analyzing language data on, the new emerging words or expressions and how popular they are. But this year, Oxford did something a little different. They incorporated a public vote into their process, and of course, asked people to cast their ballot between 3 expressions of the year, one of them being the goblin mode expression, the second one being metaverse, and the last one was I stand with. And of course, as I just shared, goblin mode won. And in the order that I just said them, metaverse came in second and I stand with came in third. And that's how we got to the Oxford Dictionary word or expression of the year, which is again, goblin mode. I can't believe I have not heard this one before. I've heard of the gaslighting one, the Merriam-Webster word of the year. I heard of that one before, but I had not heard of this expression, goblin mode. So there you are. All right. And speaking of words, let's go ahead and just review our December word of the month. We're in a new month, and so we're revisiting the word from last December, and that is in spirit. In spirit, which means to encourage and enliven someone. Yeah, speak life to people, all right? All right, in spirit. And that's it, everybody. That's all I got. I just want to remind businesses, services, products, brands, anyone who wants to support the show and become the beneficiary of, more exposure for your business, your product, your service. Send an email to not Marilyn, to producer at Maryland'sCafeSociety.com. Producer at Maryland'sCafeSociety.com. We'll get all the information to you. It's still not too late to contribute to the gift bag giveaways that we've been doing starting in October. And last week we announced the winner for the November gift bag. And not this week, but next week, we'll announce the winner for the December gift bag. So if you still want to get your business plugged and contribute to the gift bags, it's not too late. Just send an email to producer at Maryland'sCafeSociety.com. And of course, we'll mention you and plug you and all of that as we give away these gift bags. All right. So you got one more week to participate. And even if you want to be a contestant, be considered to become one of the winners, just shoot an email to Maryland's Cafe Society at yahoo.com and just say, add me to the email club. And that's one way. And then, of course, another way is to connect with me on social media. And you can do that by visiting the website, Maryland'sCafeSociety.com. And all of the social media links are there. The blog, I've just been, I said winter season is a time to slow down, and I really need to try to do that so that I can get back to blogging. I've been neglecting it, but if you have not ever visited the blog, be sure to do so, because there really is some good stuff on the blog if you just go through the history. All right. And I'll promise, I'm not going to even promise, but I'm going to do my bestest to get a new blog posted in the next couple of days. All right. Thanks everybody for checking us out on this YouTube channel. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and comment on our Cafe Talk question, which is, how do you celebrate winter? Or what do you celebrate most about winter? What do you like most about winter? Just chime in there, and maybe we can do some exchanges via the comment section and or on the social media if you respond that way. All right, so before we go, I got to tell you what love is this week, and love is to celebrate winter. How about it? And remember, if you don't do anything else between now and the next show, be sure that you live, you laugh, and you love. As always, it's a pleasure and a privilege, everybody. And I'll see you on the next show. Peace.